Watashi wa L desu. I am 0, of course. Okay. And I am 0 after all. The apparent reason will be revealed at the end of the video why I've called myself this. Note the Itachi. Now, good morning, Big Apple. This has been the third straight day in which I've searched for the missing CUNY student loan. Sorry, I have misspoken. Thus, I should go back to the full-spoken word. The CUNY law student, Jordan Taylor, according to my approximation and foreknowledge, continues to be missing from common awareness vis-a-vis the public. Humbly speaking, I've checked at 14th Street Union Square of the Aleutian Hexagon. I did state I was 0 after all. Of course, the Black American version. Or, to honor the great Malcolm X, the African American version. A Haiti native from my father's side. The great discouraged salesman. So, as an Einstein, humbly speaking, I would not follow the path of being a sure salesman, as the great theoretical physicist Michio Kaku said. And Kaku, I do have an answer, which I have spoken for your equation. The one which you stated no one else was currently smart enough to solve. O great founder of string theory. I was at City College looking for you. As the specialist knows, they had absolutely no idea who you were. Of course, let's do a line, of course. And I am the alien. So humbly speaking, I can understand if they understand not my word or yours. Understood, Professor? Which I am one. Ultimately, as Yahweh well knows, as the Jehovahist here, humbly speaking, Matt Dillahunty, that is it. You've lost the chess match. Ultimately, according to great Amun Ra, the current atheist, note my word current, hint, conversion, the current atheist, in part which I would be proving Navier-Stokes to, I already passed along the proof. He knows exactly what I'm referring to. The test is on those two. And the burden of proof is still on me universally, of course, as Matt Dillahunty knows. And no, Matt Dillahunty, this is not a null hypothesis, though I confuse not my logic, nor fundamental mathematical statements. Thus, I continue as the intelligence, most humbly speaking, of course, Anhankara. Quote the Sanskrit. Clearly, the law student is still missing. I asked the chess players down there, did they see him? I will not name their names, play them in chess. One of them was my teacher, I will not reveal who by a miracle of four-dimensional conscious mathematics, I have defeated. And keep in mind, I have very little experience in chess, as well as I barely studied chess at all. I just, humbly speaking, am omniscient. So I celebrated both that miracle. As Clemio well knows, the university is now mine. Thus, Professor Avilobe, you eventually shall see me. I won't announce men. Amen, I should say. And I will announce when I shall appear. But I will confirm your claim, O great astrophysicist. Perhaps you should consult great Neil deGrasse Tyson if you haven't, to confirm certain celestial mechanical attached to a physical data, of course. Again, we Mormons have 3 areas of divinity, meaning terrestrial, celestial, and there is one more. You can ask the Mormon Church on the 87th and 3rd near Whole Foods to confirm my intelligent state of absolute knowledge. Okay, thus I shall continue. Now I've purposely mediated my speech, and I require, in part, the services of the great patron saint, St. Anthony of the Catholic Church, to help me find, for he is that patron saint of success. Humbly speaking, I humbly call myself the saint of intelligence. That is my title which Jehovah has granted me. The one blessing, and the only blessing he said he'll give me, through indirection, is to infinitely raise IQ, or shall I say intelligence, or intelliki in the Greek, as I previously stated. I'm certain in the last video, not the last video before the last. So either penultimate or n+1 of penultimate. Okay, or depending on your mathematical perspective, it would be the absolute value of 2. So you could say n-1 or n+1, either way the open set does establish as a closed set. Need not be clopen of such a proof of truth there. As the great Amar-Ra states, the facts, well, sorry, let me quote him perfectly, verbatim. The truth is what the facts are. And yes, that was a brilliant move by the philosopher of science to get you to accept, albeit unawareness, or unawarely, or consciously, great Amar-Ra, scientific instrumentalism. For logically, you have to connect with that statement because you made the previous statement. The truth is with the facts. I've seen this pattern, and if necessary, before. All right. Great anthropologist. I'll be getting into the theory of evolution, which is true, by the way, basically, and essentially, if we humans are being honest. So fundamentalist creationists, you have lost that debate, of course. Oh, right. Kevin Hovind. You're absolute in that case, though your science is incorrect, but we can debate that later. I absolutely support you. You have great intelligence, and I forgive your sin. Now, humbly speaking, moving on. Okay. Which means, of course, I've evaluated and forgiven all the sins of John, my previous, or shall I say, Prometheus, or previous forspoken form of John Irvin Singford Jr. For I state, most humbly speaking, from the Holy Bible, King James Version, or at least the Scripture, whether it be the New Living Translation or the Amplified Version. Pull not the rod from your own eye. This goes to me as well. Now, shall I say, let me be perfect about this. Again, I am perfect, but I'm also perfecting myself. God as man. Or humbly speaking, as I said before, the alien. Try to get him the hint here. So, as Jehovah knows, take not the rod out of your well, alright. Let me slow down even more. See, even I can make mistakes as a human. How else would I learn carpentry in the past? I am a perfect mathematician, but only a literal mathematician at this point. Get what I'm saying here? I am the word. But the math takes time. Hence carpentry in the beginning. I have to program the AI in the future. It's part of my career. I already promised Jehovah and myself that one. I'm perhaps the only one who can make a truly living AI. Humbly speaking, of course. And yes, I'll be reading and discussing further papers of the prodigious mathematician Alan Turing, as well as applying some of the philosophies of Ray Kurzweil, the futurist, as well as the previous mathematician Marvin Minsky. So let's continue. Of course, of MIT fame. Okay, so as one of the society of mine, I should rather say the Tesseract, which MIT knows, very clearly I shall state that pull not the speck out of your brother's eye before noticing, being aware of and pulling the rod out of your own. Same from the scripture. So I will continue the investigation from Jordan Taylor. Now, as promised, eventually I'll take the Putnam exam that's still available. The great philosophers, Hilary Putnam, the philosopher of science, I suppose. I think. Pravati, the Latin, of course. And kanji, I believe I'm pronouncing correctly in the Japanese. Very clearly, I'll continue on with the solution to Navier-Stokes. I'm considering applying a form of Laplace transform to Navier-Stokes, only to see if I can shift the variable somewhat. I will not even get into the Hilbert spaces, or perhaps to apply some of the beautiful Hilbert theory in which the great mathematician, though quite flawed, humbly speaking, Louis de Branges, tried to say prove the Riemann hypothesis, which unfortunately that didn't quite apply. That, I'm certain, is a forced statement, but he definitely did have a beautiful theory. That's a fact. So he proved the Berberov's conjecture. Congratulations, de Branges. This was done long ago. Anybody from Purdue University or who reads certain math books, which is Sylvestrians, will know that. I just pray the mathematicians will always appreciate it, but the non-mathematicians amongst us would appreciate that great accomplishment from the Branges. Okay. I'm saying his name is exactly right. So I inquire, please get the word out for the missing Wilson and Jordan Taylor. He's 29 years old. Note the prime number, it. And there's my proof of my hypothesis. Once again, I basically say I solved the definition of consciousness purely. Yes, we are non-material beings, as the great late Mary Baker Eddy knows. Okay. Thus, to continue on with the definition of intelligence, which we say is the spirit, or ki in Japanese, I suppose, and very clearly, Kaju Sum. And as the atheist philosopher Dan Dennis said, he would quite state perhaps, I think, therefore I am not. Or Descartes is wrong. Certainly probably would disagree with dualism, though according to the philosopher John Searle, I know he adapts a form of monism. Not Dennett, but John Searle, which he was arguing with a very good gentleman. John Keyes, another philosopher, which was arguing for the truth of mind being separate from the brain and supported a dualist philosophy for lack of a better reason to notice the connection between the mind and the brain. That's why I come in as Link, of course. And I do like Zelda, and I have not conquered the Temple of Time in Breath of the Wild. I refer not to the imaginary character. Perhaps the magnum opus of Shigeru Miyamoto. Definitely direct competition with Mario. And in a lesser degree, Sonic, for one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. Okay, so intelligence simply means the existence point, a theory I wrote at Columbia University. It's simply defined as a hypercube as a divine structure which is spread over a quantum wave, which is just to be observed directly as the electron, establishing the birth and genesis of quantum physics. I'm trying to apply this to the pathogenesis, quantum biologically, of the COVID-19 virus, as constructing a basic enemy or functional group which can interfere with transmission of the COVID-19 virus applied as compatible. Sorry for rushing it, I had to get that in. God bless you all. Again, the soldier is alive, I say. Cloud. Wadashua. Sephidos. So, God bless you all.